Hello, welcome to University 200, Inquiry and the Craft of Argument. This video is specifically for section 006 of the summer 2014 course. My name is Jessica Gordon and I will be your instructor for this class this summer. I'm creating this video because I want to tell you a bit about this class because it is pretty different than typical standard sections of University 200. So if you know anything about this class, please try to disregard it for the moment as I tell you about how this course will be in some ways the same and in many ways quite different than what you may already know. So you may have already seen a video that Dr. Gardner Campbell sent out a week or two ago. The subject line for that was Living the Dreams. If you haven't watched it, definitely go back and take a look at it. It tells you a little bit about what to expect this summer. So this is a course in new media. If you don't know what new media means exactly, that's okay. Basically, it's a catch-all term for everything that all things digital, specifically the internet or social media, images, video, sound, everything that has happened since the invention of the computer. So it's a really, really broad term. And in this course is going to ask you to read some texts that explain the history of digital media and new media, and it's also going to ask you to engage with that material in some very interesting and probably unique and new ways. So that's a little bit about what the course will be like. Let me tell you who's in this class, because that's going to be pretty different too. Currently, there are 120 VCU students who are enrolled, but this course is also a MOOC, M-O-O-C, that's the acronym for Massive Open Online Course, because this class is open to the public, meaning anyone in the entire world can take this class. We don't know how many students are going to take it, outside of those at VCU, but the course is open. Of course, those people will not receive credit, because since you're paying for the class, you receive credit and they don't. But we expect that many people in the public, in the community, here and abroad, will be interested in what we're doing and will engage with you as students and as members of the course. So I wanted to let you know that in advance so that you know exactly what to expect when you come into this somewhat unique class. We've had some questions about the syllabus and when it will be available. Because this is a brand new course and there are 6 instructors who are working on it together, we are working really hard to produce that for you. We will have it to you before the class begins. I wanted to send this video out now so that you would know a little bit about what to expect, but you'll have the day-to-day schedule here in the near future. So let me tell you just a bit about what you can do right now in order to prepare for this course, just some things to be thinking about. First, I'd like you to think some about how you represent yourself to your friends and to the public online. So you may think about social media, but I'd also like you to think a bit beyond that. How do you represent yourself to the VCU community, but also to the public abroad? We will be using Twitter a great deal in this class, so if you don't have a Twitter account, you do need to make one. If you're not familiar with Twitter, it's not difficult, but there is a small learning curve, and I would encourage you to go ahead now and get a Twitter account and start practicing so you can figure out how to use it. This course has an ongoing conversation on Twitter amongst the instructors, but also many other people in our community and far away. We encourage you to take a look at that conversation to learn a little bit about what we are doing and our expectations. And you can find that conversation with the hashtag Thought Vectors. That's Thought, T-H-O-U-G-H-T, Vectors, V-E-C-T-O-R-S. You will know what that term means here in the very near future. But for now, you might just take a look at that conversation on Twitter to get a sense of the things that we're talking about. Again, that is the hashtag. The course will not be located in Blackboard. It will be located at thoughtvectors.net. If you go there right now, you'll see that the site is still under construction, but that is eventually where you will be, where the course will live and exist. I'd like to tell you one other thing that you could be thinking about now in advance of the class. I'd like you to think a bit about how you would create a visual representation of how you think. So a good example of that might be if you've ever been on a really slow computer, and as the computer is thinking or stalling, you see that hourglass that turns like this, and that hourglass that's really annoying just keeps going until the computer is done thinking. That's a visual representation of how the computer is thinking, per se. I'd like you to think about how you think. What would be a visual representation of the way that you think? So you might use a still or moving image, maybe even a portion of a short GIF or video. It's entirely up to you what that visual representation would look like, but that's something I will be asking you to do in the very early days of the course. So it would be worthwhile to go ahead and start to just think about it a little bit right now. Let's see. I think that's everything that I have to tell you right now about the class, but expect to be in contact with me on a daily basis in the near future. If you have any questions that I can answer, feel free to email me. My email address will be posted in the syllabus, but for now, you can email me at s2jbgord@vcu.edu, and I'll put that in the email so that you can just click the link. All right, I'm so excited to meet you guys. This is going to be a great and really unique class this summer. We are all really looking forward to teaching it because it is something so different and so contemporary and new. So yeah, I can't wait to meet you guys, and thanks.